Well, good morning, YouTube. Today, it's the day after Christmas. So some of you had expressed some interest in seeing the gate progress. As you saw in one of the earlier videos, I had a gate kind of strung across two trees. It wasn't the nicest setup. And we had every intention of moving the gate down the driveway a little further and adding an automatic gate opener system. And so I came down here to dig the posts and put the gate in. And I thought I'd show you guys this. Okay. I have to confess something. It's not really the day after Christmas. It is the day after Christmas. So it is Monday, the 27th. And we got the posts in. You can see we got the gate up and even a stop post over there for it. I did this yesterday, which was the day after Christmas. And I had every intention of filming it. I came down here with my camera, but as I got doing it, I just kept forgetting to pick up the camera. And like halfway through, I realized that Zach came out to help a little bit. Talon came out to help a little bit. Even Michaela came out to help a little bit. But at every point, I kept forgetting to record. So, but it's done, and you can see what we got done so far. So the gate used to hinge on the post right there that's attached to that tree, and it spanned across until it came up by that tree where that chain is, right there. But now we have moved it about 25 feet this way. So here is the new 6x6 pressure treated post that the gate hinges on. There is a post here just to give it a good positive stop at the full open position, and then a post there to give it a positive stop at the full closed position. Now, digging the holes for these posts wasn't easy. We've got a lot of rock here in North Carolina, and we just did this with a handheld post hole digger. And there were a few points where the rocks were pretty big, and we had to, reach our arms down in there and try to dig the rocks out because the post hole digger wouldn't cut through them. So definitely a task to be had. So another thing I'd like to do here is I think I'm going to go get some of those pressure treated 5/4 deck boards, and I'm going to make like a small fence that will go from, it'll go from this post right here over to that tree, and then probably from that tree over to that tree. A little bit of an angle change there. Totally non-structural, not necessary to do. I just think it'll look nice. And then I'll end up doing the same thing over here on this side. So where we've got this post, I would then tie off to this tree and then over to that tree, and that'll give it like kind of a little Z shape or whatever. I think it'll just look nice, and those deck boards are relatively cheap. I don't have to add any more posts. I'm going to use the trees themselves as the posts. We're low enough at the bottom. I think that, sway with wind hopefully won't hurt it any, but we'll find out. So anyway, to make that happen, I got my tape measure right here. I'm going to run a couple measurements and see what length boards I need. And then I will most likely run up to the local Lowe's and buy the materials at least to do it. Whether I'll get to installing it today or not, I really don't know. All right, guys, I am back from the hardware store. I've got my trailer full of lumber here, and we're gonna see if we can go ahead and get this done pretty quick. Now, it is already about 10 minutes after 5. And as you can see, it's an overcast day to start with. The sun is on its way down. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna get done, but we're gonna try. Now, what I'm doing here is more of a crisscross type setup. And by that, I mean that I bought the lumber in specific lengths. So I've got some 8-footers, I've got some 10-footers, I've got some 12-footers and a couple 16-footers. I'm not going to cut any of them any different. However, when they go together, they will have a crisscross, kind of a rustic, so the tails will stick over a little bit. So I got to clear a few things here. So before I begin, I got to clear back some of this debris here real quick, just so I got room to work. And this here is a bunch of thorny stuff. And tell you what, those little pricks hurt. So I'm gonna get them out of the way first. All right, guys, that gives me a little bit more room. So again, we're gonna go from this fence post over to this tree, and from this tree over to that tree. I've also got a little piece of spacer scrap here, because once I get that first rung leveled, then the other end of the next piece will actually sit on top, and then the spacer will help me keep it even on this end. So I shouldn't have to keep doing a bunch of measurements. Once I get the first row right, the rest of it should just build from there. Should go pretty quick. Guys, as you can see, I got the bottom run in there and there. Now it's definitely hanging over a little bit further than I thought it was going to there. So I may come back and cut those tails off when I'm done. Got a little bit of twist because the trees aren't perfectly even there at the bottom, but I think it'll clean up as it goes up. Remember, it's supposed to be rustic look, not perfect. So let's get the rest of this done. All right, guys, I had to stop recording there for just a moment and move my truck. Michaela and Zach need to get out of the driveway. But I think I've got this left side of the driveway, as if you're coming into the house, pretty much done. So we got the 5 there and then 4 over here. So all in all, I think it looks pretty good. Now I will have to cut these tails here off, I think. They're definitely sticking out a little further. This right here is kind of the look. There we go. This right here was kind of the look I was going for, but these are sticking out like 1.5 feet too long. So I will probably come score a mark here somewhere and just come out here with a circular saw one day and just whack the tails off. But there you can see how it runs all the way back over to that tree. So once those tails are cut off, I think it'll make a nice addition to the front gate. Now it's about 20 minutes till 6, and it is definitely getting dark on me. It's darker out here than it looks in the phone screen, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this side, see how far I can get. That side went pretty quick, so I'm hoping this side will go just as quick, if not faster. All right, guys, I came back up to the house. It is dark. It's about 6:15 now, and luckily Talon came out there and helped me finish it, but it got so dark so fast that the video just wasn't coming out, so we just stopped. But when the sun comes up, I'll take it back out there and show you where we left off. It's pretty much done. I think I'm gonna add a couple pieces, but we'll talk about that in the morning. Well, good morning again. All right, so it is now the next day, and that's what the gate looks like after we completed it last night. Again, this area right here, probably need to cut those tails off. And then way over there, you can see where they ended that tree, right there. They hang a little bit past the tree by about, I don't know, probably a good 3 feet. So I probably need to cut those tails off too, because they're gonna end up warping if I don't. But I don't have any power supply out here. So I'm either gonna have to wait to do that till after I run the power out here, Or I can run some extension cords from the house, but like I said, we're a good 250 feet from the house. It would take quite a few cords. Or I could run up to Goliath and grab the small generator we have up there. And then I can just bring the circular saw out here with the generator and cut these short. But what I may do, because I've kind of wanted one anyways, is my 20-volt power tool set is made by Craftsman. It's a Craftsman brand anyways, who knows how actually makes it. But they do make a small circular saw that's 20 volt. Maybe I will go get one of those because they're not expensive at all. That way for applications like this, I can have something battery powered to just be able to run out and make a couple small cuts. No, it won't work good for large projects, but for small stuff like this, it may just do it. I may even get one more board and add one more layer there. That way it'll match a little closer to the other side, no matter what. It's going to be lower on the right because as you can see, the ground drops considerably there. And that's why I even shifted those down one more. So maybe one more board there, one more board here. Might even do a half board down there. I don't think I'll mess with that too much. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Should I add the more or leave it kind of staggering down like that? Should I fill in that bottom area? I don't know. A couple more boards wouldn't be that hard to do. The way that tree curves out though might be tricky to get one more on there. I'd have to put some kind of a brace or a block behind it. And then to do the one length at the bottom over there, I'd have to put a post to attach it to because there's no tree in the middle. But that's such a long span there, that wouldn't be a bad idea anyways. Well guys, I think that's going to conclude this video. I'm hoping that in one of the next videos, we will be able to start hooking up the Ghost Controls actuator and getting the power supply run out here so that the gate will then be fully automatic and we don't have to get out of our cars to open and close it. Just hit a button as we drive up to it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.